Meghan Markle has revealed she wasn't treated like a black woman until she started dating Prince Harry in our latest podcast episode of Archetypes. Mariah said, "I think for us it's so different because we're light-skinned. You're not treated as a black woman, you're not treated as a white woman, you sort of fit in between." Meghan responded, "I mean, if there's any time in my life that it's been more focused on my race, it's only once I started dating my husband. Then I started to understand what it was like to be treated like a black woman, because up until then, I'd been treated like a mixed woman and things really shifted. It's time black women called her out on her bullshit. She only started identifying as a woman of colour at that point because it suited her agenda. Prior to that, she was identifying as Caucasian. Why aren't black women offended by her using her mixed race to her own benefit, or even of her wearing 7 layers of fake tan and bronzer when she accepted the NAACP award? Aren't the majority of sugar women of colour? Why did they get an NAACP award if she didn't have the experience of being treated as a black woman, whatever that means, until after dating Harry? What did they possibly do in those handful of years that would warrant that award? That they obviously bought. Michelle Obama is a true black icon. She was subjected to the worst racism and attacked for her looks. All the stuff white passing TW is screaming about but never experienced. Michelle never used her racist harassment as an excuse. She rose above it, she suffered silently, but rose above it because being the first lady was too darn important. She had a job to do. She focused on her initiatives and inspired a generation of young people. She had a lovely interview with Conan where she addressed this, by the way. Meghan couldn't rise beyond her own narcissism to do some real good with the opportunities provided by the British royal family. She doesn't hold a candle to Michelle Obama. In the podcast, while Mariah comes across as an interesting, cultured and informed about music and opera, Meghan appears vulgar, incoherent, unable to follow an idea and rambling all the time. We have no idea what actually she wanted to say and what were the main ideas about the diva subject. What is clear is that Meghan is mentally stuck in the 90s. When she was a teenager, she mentioned the pop music of the 90s. Meghan brought on Mashinka Ferenc Hakopian, who blabs about diva and sexual and ethnic minorities. One royal fan thinks that Meghan is stuck in adolescence. She acts like a teenager, not a mature 41-year-old woman. The entire way she interacts with Harry is redolent of early high school romance. It's very odd and immature. Also, the bitterness of her anger, the not being able to let go, it's really pathological. Each of these topics is just something that Meghan Markle has been accused of, and she wants to rebut under the guise of interviewing someone who has actually been subject to unfair stereotyping or criticism. So the only content that matters to her is her rebuttal of the accurate perception of her. Meghan cannot talk about anything but herself. She's trying to reject the stereotypes pinned on her. Whatever the topic is about, Rachel, Meghan Markle, and nothing else.